What's going on, man? It's your boy DJ Swag, aka you know who I am, man, and welcome to another episode of Just Swag TV, The Block.
Got it for real. Say the TV stand for traction vocals. You know this is easier than 1, 2, 3. You are now tuned in to Just Swag TV.
Messenger.
Wow, real strong voice. Where you from?
Pearson, Georgia.
Oh man, you got it. Where is that?
Two red lights. Two red lights. Pearson, Georgia is I would like to say it's in the middle of everywhere. In the middle of everything. It's like down there by the Okefenokee Swamp area. So it's like right on the right below Valdosta. So it's like 45 minutes from Valdosta.
Okay. That
Yeah.
sounds like a place where you couldn't be weak.
Nah, you gotta be strong minded. Because only the strong survive there. And only a very few make it out. And that's the thing about it. Like where I'm from, you only gonna make it out. Just being honest with sports, uh, with music, and nobody has made it out of my city with music. And I'm trying to be the first one. No, I ain't trying. I'm gonna be the first one. Um, and and if you're not doing sports, you join the military. So that's what I did. I joined the military, which was my avenue out of my city, and now I'm going full force into music. So that way I can be the first out of my city to be successful in the music business.
Those some big shoes to fill.
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 30. I know I don't look 30, but yeah, I'm 30.
Why do you feel that's such a shoes to fill at such a young age?
Um, it's a lot of young guys and girls back home in my area that want to make music, and a lot of them don't know that I make music. Some know that I make music because I very rarely go back home. Like very seldom I go back home see my parents, my family members, loved ones, and friends. That's why I think it was a blessing that God allowed me to get back to Georgia um, for this duty station because now I'm stationed in Augusta and I'm only 3 hours away from home, so I can drive home any weekend that I feel. So it's great. So it's a lot. Like I get a lot of people say, "Hey man, how you doing with the like? I see that you engineer and you mix and master your own stuff. Like, what did you do? How you do it?" And like I just give back. I give back.
Let's start from the beginning. How was growing up in your household? You grew up with your mom and dad?
Yeah, I grew up with my mom and dad. My mom and dad still married. Thank God. I've seen the rough days. I've seen the good days. I've seen the bad days. And the bad days didn't outweigh the good. The good always overcame the bad. Um, and it was just my older brother who joined the military before I did, and my brother has always been my hero. So I was like, you know what, I'm about to follow his footsteps. But that didn't work out so off rip because the Navy and the Air Force they disqualified me because I got eczema. So that's when I went to college, and I'm like, I'm really good at this music. And then we started doing local shows, and we would be at the college nights performing every Thursday night, you know. And I stopped for a little while because I had to find myself spiritually who I was as a person, and then I jumped right back in it.
What does it mean for you growing up with your mom and dad, and maybe some of the other friends around you may not have had their mom and dad? What does it mean for you, and what does it mean for you statistically, knowing that a lot of black fathers are not in home?
Right. It means a lot, man. Like growing up, me and my dad, I wouldn't say we had a bad relationship, but I wouldn't say we had the best relationship. Like me and my dad was just alike. And you know how they always say two men can't live in the same house. But at the end of the day, I was trying to be grown at an early age, not understanding the things that he was trying to teach me. And now as a grown man with my own kids, I understand everything that he tried to teach me. So it was beneficial. Like now, like I go back home, like I be like, Dad, where you want to go? Let's ride. Like me and my dad, this is my A1. Like we look just alike. We look like identical twins.
You ever
So,
get a whooping from your father?
oh man, my dad used to tear my ass up, like
For what?
being hard headed, doing things that I wasn't supposed to do. Um,
Do you remember any time that happened?
um, I remember this one particular time, and I was like 15. I was like 16, 16. I had a license and everything, but I drove out of town. I drove out of town like 15, 20 minutes out of town. Wasn't supposed to go see this girl. And I went to go see this girl. My dad was looking for me. I wasn't answering my phone. And as soon as I was coming back in town, mind you, I got two red lights in my city. So mind you, when I'm coming back in town, he saw my car. He beat me home and he told my tail up.
Did you still love him after that?
Yeah, I still love him. Like I was bothered at the fact, but like I understood like I wasn't supposed to be doing the things that I was doing. Like now, like I'll do anything for my dad. Like even then, like it's just the fact that I know that I have that type of dad that's emotional. A lot of guys don't have that. A lot of kids don't have that. Like my dad is, I wouldn't call him a teddy bear, but he love his kids. Like my brother left off for the military, my dad boohoo cried. Like when I left off of the military, my dad boohoo cried. Like even still to this day, I live 3 hours away from home. I can come visit my dad for the weekend. When I leave, he's sad because he just loves his kids, but he's proud of us.
What type of relationship did you have with your mom?
Oh, that my mom, that's my baby. It's my baby. Like my mom was that person that. That's where I get that all gas no brakes mentality from. Like my mom was the woman that she just grind. Like my mom still to this day just grinding, grinding. Like, and that's why I go so hard in this music because like I said, in my song "Stay Up." I made it out where I'm from, but I ain't satisfied because my mama and dad is still working a 9 to 5, and I'm not satisfied until I'm able to retire them before they can retire. Man, me and my mom, we have a great relationship. Like I never forget this one time. I was in high school and I was on the homecoming committee, and my dad didn't have the money and my mom didn't have the money. But mom is a great cook, and she's like the neighborhood baker. So like she baked her famous desserts and sweets just so I can get my tux, and I walked for homecoming. And that's why I got that grind mentality. Like if you want it and you see it, just go for it.
When has there been a situation where someone hasn't liked what you've done and you might have felt some type of way?
Um, that's I've been feeling that way my whole entire life. To be honest with you, like throughout high school, I've always been the outcast. I've never did the things that everybody else did. I never did the norm. Like we would come basketball games. We would have guys would be in their hoodies, their pants, and stuff like that. I'll be in the 3-piece suit. Kid you not. I'm talking about this is in the early 2000, the early 2000s. Like I'm in a 3-piece suit at a basketball game. But that's what the professionals did. So I always wanted to look professional, and I think that's what always stood me out from everyone else. Like no matter what I did, I always wanted to be professional, and I was looked at different. Like, are you trying to be better than everybody else? No, I'm just trying to be professional. I'm presenting myself this way because I don't want to be looked at a certain way.
You went to the military?
Yes,
Who,
I've been in the military for 7 years.
who made that decision for you?
Um, my dad helped make that decision. Um, and my wife, she helped make that decision as well. I was in college on my after I had graduated with my associates from my previous college. I had went and got a partial basketball scholarship, and I was driving back and forth working and playing basketball because I still had a family. But it was a private institution, and the tuition was sky high. So working at Burger King and trying to play basketball, those dreams weren't just lining up. So my dad was like, "Hey, you gonna have to do something." And I went to the recruiting office and I went down and made that happen. And just so happened they gave me a waiver for my eczema, and there I am.
What branch of the military did you join?
I'm in the army.
Why Army?
Um, because I wasn't going Marines. Wasn't going Marines. It was always to the point where I knew that if I joined the army, because I had a lot of family members that joined the army, and I was getting information from them like, if you can get into a great job, um, you can be able to set yourself up for success in the long run, and that's what I did.
Go in during a time of war. Did you ever believe in the reason why the military may have been fighting?
When I came in, Um, no one was really downrange when I came in. So my first duty assignment was Germany, and I was over there living an amazing life, traveling, seeing the world. Um, my wife and my son at the time were able to see the world, and it was great. And then I came back to the States, to Texas, and that was when I saw war for the first time, or actually going to Afghanistan. And I went to Afghanistan for like 5 months because I was already on orders to come to Georgia. Um, so yeah, I had to leave my wife, my son, and my newborn daughter at the time, where she was like a little, almost a year. Well, she was over a year at the time when I had to leave. So at the time, I didn't really understand why we was going over there. Um, got to get back brief for what you're going over there for, but I didn't have that many issues while I was over there. Some rockets came down. God, spared us to come back, but um, I never got that deep into politics. That's always been my main focus. Like, just go in, do your job, don't get so deep into politics, because at the end of the day, it's not your role.
Did you lose anybody over there?
No, we didn't lose anybody. Everybody came back home.
Hey, look, man, we're going to take a small break, man. We're going to pay some bills around here, man. It's your boy, DJ Swag, a.k.a. You know who I am, man. When we come back, more with Just Swag TV, The Block.
Mira, se quillaron los demagogos cuando vieron que la mesa estaba llena de velitas. Entonces sofocaron con el coro cuando vieron que las mujeres eran toditas bonitas. Lo que quiero es que me miren, que sea lo que uno de ellos y que me tiren y que prenden dos velitas para que vea cómo le llenemos un par de cubetes, mire. Dimos el party en la discoteca por todos lados. La mesa madura y la de nosotros estamos burlados. Los demagogos privando en lindo dique sentado. La mesa nosotros brincando, todo el mundo desacatado.
Las de Palomo quieren mi dinero, ando por el mundo entero. Aman a mi puti y a mi cuero, nigga. Andamos como forateros, de culo en culito, armándole un juidero, nigga. Ábreme la pista, malo corita. Pila de botella, señorita. Neta, que no se han destapado, te matamos de un knockout. Banda pa'l virao, rao. Déjalo que me tire prendiéndome velita, que yo le voy a prender, pero la puse la nenita. Neta, se le guilla de señorita. Neta, más ancha que la autopista. Se le guilló. Cuando le llegó al botelleo, se le guilló. Y por Palomo te saco el dedo.
Prendimos el party en la discoteca por todos lados. La mesa madura y la de nosotros estamos burlados. Los demagogos privando en lindo dique sentado. Y la mesa de nosotros brincando, todo el mundo desacatado.
Look, disco, let's see with hella senorita. Gassed up, pimped out, smoking on the reefer. We popping them aces, you lane sipping margaritas. We need more bottles in, bringing by the leader. I'm moving to move, head is by me. They just wanna hop beside my beat. I know how because bandoleros on the VIP. Your girlfriend dancing, freaking all on me. Amor, yo soy un big baller in the town. Making love in the club like a now. Nadando in the senorita, hope I don't drown. Let's party, fiesta, and dance to the sound. Let's party, fiesta, and dance to the sound.
Mira, se quillaron los demagogos cuando vieron que la mesa estaba llena de velitas. Entonces sofocaron con el coro cuando vieron que las mujeres eran toditas bonitas. Lo que quiero es que me miren, que sea lo que uno diga y que me tiren y que brinden dos velitas para que vea cómo le llenamos un par de cubetes, mire. Dimos el party en la discoteca por todos lados. La mesa madura y la de nosotros estamos burlados. Los demagogos privando en lindo dique sentado. Y la mesa de nosotros brincando, todo el mundo desacatado. Baguán en la casa.
El Noah
La estrella musical.
con LAX.
LX,
República Dominicana. Llegale. Monchi Black.
you know. Lamelma.com.
DJ Linares. I love fucking music. .net. Montellanomusic.net.
In music.
NP Producer.
as an artist, we should reflect the time.
Why you so talented?
Cause I'm black.
Why you so amazing?
Cause I'm black.
Really important that we build characters so that people understand their story matters.
2 Chainz and I both are just really into good food.
And when you know you are royalty, you will only aim in life to be royalty.
We're doing it right now. I don't give a damn what they say about me. Yes, I called your ass out. I know I shouldn't be saying this kind of.
Shout out the Hype Magazine Network.
Shout out to the Hype Magazine Network.
Let me start by saying, you are as a person, baby, I think you are amazing. You stay the slaying, you keep turning heads and they hate it. Never faking, you as real as it gets. 100% authentic and you earn your respect. You was taught to stand strong, a woman with a backbone. Known to handle your own as a queen on your throne. You're special in your own way, baby. When I look at you, I wouldn't change a thing, baby. Self-love is the best love, remember that. You still show with your glow everywhere you at. You are a pro, let them know that you don't hold back. Wherever I go, I let them know that you my baby, that's a known fact. They so mad that they can't do what you do. You always win and tell them that you can't lose. Your heart is pure, let nothing change you. Let them hate over there, cause they ain't you. It don't matter to me if you're big or small, baby. It don't matter to me if you're short or tall, baby. All that matters to me is that you are worth it. And you can have it all, cause baby, you deserve it. See, I don't care about your stress, monster, say it like. Long as I got your body here every night. See, I don't care about your stress, monster, say it like. Long as I got your body here every night. Oh, every night. Every night I need you, don't care about how they see you. Girl, your body is a movie, but they only see the preview. See, I get to see it all, and I get to see the sequel. All I need is the popcorn and your lingerie that see through. Yeah, hey, girl, you my baby. Your body is a canvas, baby, out in the paint. Every time I'm around you, I gotta say great. Cause girl, you are a blessing and I gotta get thanked. I love the way you are, and girl, don't you ever change. Your body's picture perfect, baby, it can't be framed. Don't compare me to your past, we're not the same. Cause I'm on another level like trouble. And girl, you're my babe. They so mad that they can't do what you do. You always win and tell them that you can't lose. Your heart is pure, let nothing change you. Let them hate over that, cause they ain't you. It don't matter to me if you're big or small, baby. It don't matter to me if you're short or tall, baby. All that matters to me is that you are worth it. And you can have it all, cause baby, you deserve it. See, I don't care about your stress, monster, say it like. Long as I got your body here every night. See, I don't care about your stress, monster, say it like. Long as I got your body here every night. Oh, every night, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who that is? It's the message.
When did you first realize that you were an artist?
I realized that I had the ability when I was 12. I realized that I had the ability at 12. Like, I was writing music at the age of 12, like, and rapping. My first, my first rap name was Lil Wody. Like, I was in love with the whole New Orleans thing, the No Limit, the Cash Money era. Like, I, I wanted to be from New Orleans. Like, I was Lil Wody. You know what I'm saying? That's how they talk. Um, and like, I was making raps and doing stuff like that, but I didn't know I could sing until like age 14 when I was actually singing in the choir back home. And I was like, wow, I actually could sing. But I never thought about like singing R&B songs until I got older in high school, and we had this group. We had this group called, I want it was called X Factor. I want to say it was called X Factor, and I had a lot of guys in it. Most of the guys don't make music anymore. Only one guy that still makes music to this day, DJ Bear. DJ Bear, shout out to DJ Bear. We wrote our first song called Candy Love. And like we would sing it around the girls in the school, and I'm like, wow, they really like that I could sing. And that's when I got to college, started getting around some guys from Atlanta that actually came to South Georgia State College, and they was like, hey, we got this software called Cool Edit. We're gonna go in here, we're gonna put the microphone in the closet, and we're gonna start recording. And when we start recording, like just doing music, and it's been upward, you know, up and down ever since. Now it's straight up from here.
Being as though your mom and dad stayed married for so long, what did that teach you when it came to finding your wife?
Um, for me, it'll let me know that there's nothing you can't get past. There's nothing that you can't get through. I've seen the things that my parents have went through. I've seen the things that her parents have went through. And at the end of the day, like, and that's just me. Like, if you put God first, like, it ain't nothing that you can't succeed in. It's yeah, you argue and bicker, and that's small things. But when you come back and sit down and look at each other, like, what are we arguing about? It was small. It was petty. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't like to put their pride to the side, and compromise and communicate with one another. Okay, they see this girl, they see that guy out there. Okay, you know, but you have someone that's solid back home. And what really changed my whole perspective about my marriage was when I went downrange to Afghanistan. My wife held it down, like held it down. She moved back home with her parents and continued to work, so my kids could be closer to the grandparents, and it was amazing. Like she made sure everything was straight. All the just bills was paid. Like I didn't have to worry about anything while I was in Afghanistan. All I had to worry about was FaceTiming them and then going back to work the next day. So yeah,
How supportive is she in your music career?
she's solid. She's solid. I always mess with her. Like I don't know who my bigger friend, you or my brother, but like she's like a huge fan. Like my wife will get to the point where it's like if I'm in the studio at the house, like she actually come sit in the studio and actually just listen to what I got going on. Cause my wife knows my voice, so she'll tell me, "Hey, lower that down, take that up." Even though she's not an engineer, she does have an ear for my voice, so she'll let me know, "Hey, you out of key. You shouldn't hit that key. Change this, add this." And like, I kid you not, one of the songs that's like my biggest hits right now, "Forever" featuring Rashad. She was the one that told me to put the skit from Life before the beginning of the song. I would have never thought about doing that.
How influential is the foundation that you have in your career? What has it done for you? And what type of connections have you made with people?
It all started because I was before I started back doing hip hop and R&B, the positive side of hip hop and R&B. Um, I was a Christian artist, Christian hip hop artist, and me and my brother we had a talk. He was like, "Listen, man, you can reach a whole lot more people if you just keep it positive. Don't focus so much on the spiritual side of it, but focus more on the positive side of it, of how you can actually change the minds and the thought process of people." And that's why I started making this music. And like I don't curse in none of my music. You won't hear a cuss word in none of my music. So DJs they can go straight on the radio right now. Like, and that was my mentality because I got kids, and if my kids is gonna be singing my songs, I want to be able to sing my song from beginning to end without having to say an explicit lyric. Um, and that's where I was like, you know what? Everything I do is positive. It's all about positive vibes. And then I got my cousin in basically both of my cousins. They are a group called Mike Perry, and long story short, them two, I brought them on right off the rip because they was with me when we first started this in college. So I said, you know what? Hey, I'm starting this music group, and I want you guys to be a part of it because y'all don't talk about that foolishness either. Y'all all about elevating each other and elevating minds and, you know, becoming black successful people. And that's where the whole Positive Vibe music group came from. I was like, we're going to keep this circle small, and we all going to grind. We're going to rise together. And last year, man, I kid you not, it was earlier this year, when I had my very first interview, I just kept saying all gas, no brakes, all gas, no brakes. And then you was like, you need to brand that. And when you said that following week, I went and started doing my paperwork for my LLC. And all gas, no brakes was the first design that I did. And then me, and my two cousins, we are business partners. So we all came up with one idea of a positive vibe quote, but let's make it way different than something you would never see. And we all came up with something, got it branded, got it patented, and it's on all of our clothing now.
How easy was it for you to get to where you are today?
Oh, it's not easy. It wasn't easy at all. Like, I've been grinding. Like, I really been grinding, and like, I told my wife, like, I want this. Like, she knows how bad I want this. My parents knows how bad I want this. Like, it's to the point where right now I know I got to be to work in the morning, but I still drove those 2 hours just to come out here and promote myself because I got something to say. I got a gift, and I can't sleep on it. And that's a blessing because now my parents can come down and say, hey, you know, son, hey, we just want to relax. Hey, you want to go sit down and have a good time? I cook, do whatever. And that's all because we work hard to get where we're at. And now I'm trying to put my parents on a private jet, put them on a PJ and just fly to Paris or something like that. That's where I'm at. That's my mentality. I always thought outside the box. I always wanted to be different.
Messenger, thank you so much for coming.
I appreciate it.
TV The Block. Thank you so much for being here today, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Hey.
What's good, world? You already know who it is. It's your boy, The Messenger. And I just finished up a dope interview on TV The Block. Hey, this is what I need y'all to do. Go follow me on my IG. And while you at it, after that, go download my album, Who's The Messenger. Streaming on all platforms right now. You can't lose when you with The Messenger. It's all gas, no brakes. Remember, stay up.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's your boy DJ Swag, aka you know who I am, man. If you missed out on the interview with The Messenger, he was on the block today, man. Thank you so much for coming out today, man.
Appreciate it, man.
And I just want to tell you, man, wherever you go, always take the block with you, man.
You already know it.
You already know what it is, man.
Just Swag TV.